And we're live. What's up, everybody? It's Ebb and Flow. You already know. And today I want to talk about Ozark season 2 and my thoughts on that season. I just finished the second season, so I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on what I thought about the season. Criticisms and compliments as well about the season, and then just kind of I guess give my overall review out of 10 on how season 2 is. Um, and I'll just be going through like the characters and certain moments that happened in the season. Um, all right, so Ozark season 2, we left off where Marty and his family they decide, well, Dell got shot, Dell's dead. Um, so now Marty and his family they decide to build a casino. And so now the cartel and the Snells are, trying to work in conjunction in order to get this casino built. That's all of what season 2 is about. Now, my criticisms of season 2 uh, are really so. For one, it's the pacing of season 2. Season 2 could have easily been condensed into a 7 to 8 episode season instead of the 10 episodes that we got. It was at certain times it was way too drawn out. It was boring. Um, there were certain things that we didn't necessarily need. So, for example, remember that the when the pastor kidnapped Wendy, that was all just like to facilitate giving the baby to Darlene in order to pacify her. That could have been, not saying that it was, it was arbitrary, but that could have been done in a way that it didn't drag on the show for so long, because that lasted in and of itself about like I think just about an episode. So that was something that I felt like ultimately it was kind of pointless. It kind of detracted from the plot a little bit, and it could have been handled in a better way. Uh, Another thing, and I'm going off the cuff right now because I finished like I want to say I finished like a couple of days ago the season, so I've been wanting to get my thoughts on the show in season 2. So I'm just going off the top of the dome. All right, so another thing, um, there were several. All right, so another thing I didn't like about season 2 was the introduction of Cade. And Cade is Ruth's father, who, in season 1 we know he was in jail, and so he got out. I think at the end of season 1 or the beginning of season 2. And the reason I don't like Cade is because he's such a surface level character, but he's in the story so much that it's kind of like, why are you here? So like Cade to me fits the typical white, quote unquote, white trash abusive father, where he's just trash. Like he wants money. He'll manipulate anybody to get it. He'll hurt people to get what he wants. He's just trash. He's the bottom of the gutter. And so he has one reason I don't like him is there's no depth to him. We don't really get to know anything about him. He doesn't. He's almost like a plot device used to facilitate certain events within the story, i.e., the killing of Detective Petty, uh, i.e., his influence on Ruth. So I kind of thought he was just like a useless character there for no reason, just bad for no reason, and I didn't like his influence on Ruth. The thing I liked about Ruth in the first season was that she was an interesting character to me. She was 19 years old, smart, uh, about her shit, didn't take shit, and scheming. Like she was making moves. So to see, I really felt like Ruth this season was underutilized, given everything we saw season 1. She kind of was just it's almost like how, like, in the show where Marty had Ruth as like the person working behind the scenes because he needed someone legal to work the strip club, like, as like on the surface level. That's kind of how Ruth was in the season, where like she was just really behind the scenes, but she was kind of underutilized this season. Yeah, what the all right. So yeah, that's something that I didn't like about Cade. I felt like his influence really kind of messed up what we had with Ruth originally, and whether that's due to him or to just bad writing, uh, it's debatable. But that's just how I feel about Cade. Um, Another thing I didn't like were I felt there were a lot of contrived plot. I don't want to say a lot, but there were a few contrived plot elements that I really didn't enjoy. So, like, for example, Detective Petty, I hate that nigga. Like, he's horrible. He's To me, all right. So for me, if you're gonna be an asshole, if you're gonna be, a dickwad, all the above, whatever, if you're gonna do all that, that's cool. But get results. Like, I fuck with House because he gets results. He gets shit done. If you're gonna be like that, get shit done. If you're gonna be a sociopath, fine, but get shit done. Detective Petty, he he got nothing done. To me, he continuously took L's every time he was about to make a break. Something would thwart it, and he would just get so mad. He got Russ killed. Uh, he, he wasn't a good character at all because he didn't really achieve anything. And then he got hold by Marty, where Marty threatened his girl, or not threatened his girl, but Marty threatened his grandmother and said, you keep messing with me, we got eyes on your grandmother or whatever. So then, he got hold. He went down back to what's it called? He went down back to where his grandmother was, in order to watch over her, take care of her. He got a different assignment, basically. He Hello. Okay, there you go. All right, yeah. So as I was saying, it's kind of like they wrote Detective Petty out of the story, and then as soon as he was out of the story, they killed him off with uh, Cade again, just going down to, I guess, he claimed like he claimed he had stuff on Marty Bird, but the detective wasn't interested. It just seemed like it wasn't good writing. It was just something to take out Detective Petty from the story, because after all that, he said he got mad and ended up killing Detective Petty. Like, what? So now, like, and I'm hoping that facilitates further plot progression in season three. Like, I hope that plays a part in season three. Um, but it just, to me, it was kind of bad. Another thing that I didn't like, that felt like kind of just wasn't necessary to the story. Charlotte, when Charlotte wanted to be emancipated from her parents. Okay, you want to be emancipated. So, all right, so let's keep this in mind. Marty has this plan to, once he has the casino up and going, he wants to, sneak away from the cartel and, change their identities, whatever, and be done with all that. And so basically Charlotte's saying, I want to be emancipated. So now Marty, once he reveals his plan to Charlotte, that we're almost done with this, once we get the casino up, we'll be free. At the end of season two, his wife says we're not doing it, and then they just take a picture, and Yeah, they just take a picture in front of the casino and then it's done. So like I want to know, is that issue still going to be prevalent in season 3 where Charlotte wants to be emancipated from her parents, or is it not? Because you can't just, it's like that issue kind of went away once Marty said, he plans on leaving. But now that since apparently they don't plan on leaving, now what? You can't just write that into the story and then, ignore it in season 3. I think it needs to be addressed. Um, and that whole Charlotte bit where she just like she wanted to be emancipated, like I get it, but at the same time, you being dramatic. Like you're good, you're fine. Like I mean, I guess I can't really speak. 'Cause I'm not in that situation. But my dog Jonah was holding it down. He was helping. He was learning from his dad how to launder money. He set up a business doing bullies' homeworks for money. He Jonah held it down. And that's why I like Jonah a lot more than Charlotte as far as the children go. So yeah, I didn't like her reason for wanting to leave. Um, hmm. What other comments do I got? Uh, okay. So as far as what I liked about the series or about the season, I would say the bit with, this is gonna sound bad, but the bit where Ruth got tortured, that was like a really like high intensity uh span of scenes for me. Like up to when the cartel pulled up to when, they actually began torturing her or whatever with the waterboarding. Like dog, I was hyped for that because I mean, all right, so like when you're watching the show, the cartel, like the cartel's about this shit, but it feels like you kind of need to be reminded because you're dealing with like this kind of privileged family, um, and then we this season I don't feel like we got like a lot of cartel involvement. I mean, we got the attorney, but as far as like their acts, their intimidation tactics or whatever you want to call it, I felt like we got a lot. I felt like that scene where Ruth was getting tortured was excellent. Great acting. The suspense was great. I mean, I enjoyed it. Um, Another thing I'll say. Oh, and this is another criticism I have of the series. I'll just go back to that because it's on my mind. But Marty and Wendy's dynamic. Now, on one hand, I like that that they're able to move past her infidelity and think about what's good for the overall family and just you know move past that and get shit done and move on to the future. I like that, but on the other hand, I don't like how, and it seemed like this happened every episode where one of them would do something without telling the other, and then the other's like, "You did that without telling me?" But it's like every episode is happening. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, why aren't y'all talking to each other? Why, like, why do y'all have to, why do y'all have to keep having this conversation? And it's almost like plot induced stupidity at that point, where they both keep doing stuff without telling the other. And it's just like, come on, like, y'all should learn from that. So to me, I didn't like that because it really just got annoying, and once again it felt kind of contrived because they had multiple talks about it. Um, what else? I hmm. Oh, so Wendy, I actually she actually began to grow on me during this season. Season 1, she rubbed me the wrong way. Excuse me. she rubbed me the wrong way just kind of due to, her acts, and um, she really just came off as selfish and entitled and like an asshole. But this season, and it's not even like they changed her character at all. They just kind of, I guess, characterized her more. Where, yeah, she's kind of all those things, but you know, she has some dignity. You know what I mean? Where like she's devious, and like her and Marty are perfect couple because they both can lie their ass off and do do what's the word, do things that are controversial, but and then pretend like they have like some kind of moral compass, like, oh, we shouldn't have done that, but like they don't really care. Let's be honest. But anyway, I like how Wendy, she was allowed to be more devious and kind of have more control as far as you know getting the casino run. Like she was involved, not involved like that, but she talked with the politician and got into the politics of them building the casino, and she was able to navigate that area well. So I thought that was cool. um she's able to think quick on her feet. I like that. um and her and Marty, like, despite their past, they were able to show that they still care for each other. They still had like their moments where you thought, okay, well, this, at the end of the day, they're still family. So I thought that was cool. um so now, unless something comes back to my mind, because I'm just disjointed today. But unless something comes back to my mind, I'm gonna, I guess, talk about my 5 favorite characters and my 5 least favorite characters of the series. Okay, so my 5 favorite, starting from 5, would be Darlene. I like Darlene because she's about her shit. She's crazy, but she's she's crazy and she's about it. Even if it's not even logical, she's about it. But she gets shit done, which I can respect. If you get shit done, I can respect that. So I like Darlene. And I like that moment when Jacob died, and she killed Jacob, and he wasn't even like mad because he was about to kill her, and it was kind of like they both knew it was going to come to that point anyway, and like there were no hard feelings. So I like the way he died. Um, she was slick with it. She poisoned his tea while he wanted to knife her, and she I thought that was interesting just because she's usually the more aggressive one, but she gave him a peaceful death, which was cool. Number 4, I would say my number 4 favorite character would be uh let's see. Nah, it's gotta be Ruth. Ruth is my number 4 favorite character. And that's simply because season 2, like I said, I felt like they kind of underutilized her. Um, she was less impressive this season, even though I like, especially like after she got tortured, I felt like she was made more meek, which I understand that, but I don't even know. It's just something about her this season where she was like my probably top 3 favorite characters, but she went down a little bit just because I guess the influence of Cade. I kind of like seeing Ruth being that girl who she's younger than everybody, but same time as smart, if not smarter than other people, and still getting shit done, still running shit, still scheming. So like the introduction of Cade kind of just diminished her character to me. Number 3 favorite character would have, oh, yikes. I'll throw him as an honorable mention. But number 3 favorite character would have to be Jonah. I fuck with Jonah. Jonah's a real nigga. Jonah is one of those smart kids who people see as weird because he just has different interests in them. But Jonah's real. At first, everybody thought he might be a serial killer or like uh, some like white boy shooter type thing. But really, no, he just likes to learn. He learned how to launder money from his dad and set up his own offshore accounts with fake aliases that can't be traced back to him. Uh, he started his own money business or his own business doing homework for other kids at the school, and he gets paid, which he puts into that offshore money account. Making money like, and then uh, what else? Oh, I think it was end of season one where one of the cartel dudes came through, and Jonah, he had the gun. Like, nah, like you're not about to get my family. And he didn't have a clip in there, but if he did, he would have blown his ass back. So Jonah, number three, respect him. Number two, all right, yeah. So number two, actually no, Jonah's my number two. Sorry, so number three, I'm gonna have to put Buddy because I was gonna have Dell at number two and make Buddy an honorable mention, but Dell isn't even in season two, so I shouldn't even do that. So number three is Buddy, and Buddy, I respect him because he just says what he wants. He only has a little. He's gonna die soon. He doesn't really, care what. He doesn't really care, about social contracts and all this other stuff. He just living his life, and so when the birds needed to get the poppies out the way because they knew the FBI was going to go investigate them, he volunteered to, help burn the fields, and he did that all by himself, uh, putting gasoline on the crops and lighting it on fire and running away, even though he knows he was sick or whatever. That was his last act before he died, and he died an honorable death. And salute. And my number one favorite character in the series is Marty Bird. Marty Bird, I just like Marty. He's a family guy. He worked the job, everything he does is for his family. So I can respect that. He knows how to talk himself out of any situation. All the burdens on his back for the most part. He, I just, I respect him. He's a cool guy. So, and then for my honorable mention will be Dell. I like Dell just because this end of season one, just shooting people with no regard. He bluffed that he knew that someone was skimming money from him. He bluffed that, and then he went along with this bluff, and then he shot somebody on this bluff. And like I said, I don't care what you do, but get shit done. And Dell got shit done. He found out somebody was skimming money from him, and then he was about everything he said, and even till when he died, where he said he called the Snells rednecks, and he was about to repeat it again to their face, but unfortunately he got shot. But yeah, so I like Dell for that. Now my top 5 least favorite characters would be top 5 least favorite. We have to start with, so number 5 would be Wendy. And Wendy used to be, in season 1, Wendy used to be probably like 2 or 3. But she dropped to 5 because, I liked her character. I liked her character in this season. She still did stuff that I didn't like, but the fact that she kind of bounced back this season, but at the same time, she was kind of, I felt like she was really trash season 1. Like I didn't like anything that she was doing in season 1. She couldn't catch a break from me. So because of that, I gotta put her at number 5. Number 4 would have to be Charlotte. And I got Charlotte at number 4 because she's a brat. She does a lot of things that I feel like cause the family trouble. And then, the whole emancipate thing, uh, accidentally telling Wyatt about, uh the details around surrounding his dad's death. Uh she always got something slick to say. Yeah, so I don't really like Charlotte. But that's that. Number three would have to be number three. Number three. Number three. Trying to think. Because I already know who one and two is. But number three would have to be. Dang, who all is in the show? Mm, I don't think I have a number three. I pretty much like everybody, I think. Yeah. Um, I mean, okay, so honestly, I can just move everybody down and I'll put the lawyer lady at five because she was just like a bland character. She's speaking like I mean, I know she's the face of the cartel, but relax. Nothing's is anything really at stake for you? I don't know. Uh anyway, so one and two is either or. It could be because I really can't determine because I hate both of these characters equally as much. Detective Petty and the pastor. Now, all right. So the reason I hate Detective Petty, and I think I kind of already explained this before, is because Detective Petty, he's an asshole that doesn't get results. Be an asshole all you want, but get results. If you're gonna be an asshole, if you want to be a sociopath like House, fine, but get results. Detective Petty was being an asshole, getting people killed with nothing to show for it, taking L's left and right. Everything he tried, like his own informants turned on him. He got an informant killed. He got hold off the case. Like just L. And then the pastor. I don't even remember his name because I hate him so much. The pastor. This man is arguably the dumbest character in the series. Um, the amount of things he did in the name of the Lord, and then just seeing all that, like the consequences of his actions coming back to bite him in his ass. He got his wife killed. Um, he didn't want to listen to reason multiple times. I can't remember all the instances. Um, he tried to tried to argue with drug lords, talking about his God is greater than him. All right, but see your God save you. Um, and then he kidnapped Wendy, and then he just did a whole bunch of dumb stuff that really frustrated me in the series. So that's my top five least favorite. Now, is the rating I will give for the series. I'll give it, or not for the series, but season two. I'll give season two a 7.5 out of 10. Season one was more of an 8.5 for me, but season two kind of just, like I said, the pacing and then some plot elements just really kind of lost my interest at certain times in the story. And yeah, I think the 7.5 is appropriate. Um, but yeah, that's it. Those are my thoughts on Ozark season two. Looking forward to season three. When season three comes out, I'll definitely cover it, review it. I don't know if I'll do it on an episode by episode basis, but we'll see. Anyway, it's Ebb and Flow. You already know. Now.